Hi everybody, it's Mark, and this is Mark's Issues with Archie Comics. Today we'll be doing part 2 of Rocktoberfest, which is all the Archie bands. Let's see, the next one I have is that Wilkin boy, number 1, and this is the bingos. You get it out of the bag for you. Get rid of any glare. And this is Bingo. That's the band. There's Rebel the dog. And if you look closely, there's Betty, there's Veronica, there's Jughead, and there's Archie in line waiting to see him. Now this is Bingo Wilkins' first appearance. First appearance of all of his band, his parents, his girlfriend. It's a really fun story. Reminds me of my childhood because we had a big wooden privacy fence that went around the whole entire yard. And of course, next door was the teenage girl. And she was in high school, and I was just entering middle school, I believe. And boy, she was something. But we had a trampoline in our yard. So I would constantly bounce on the trampoline trying to look over the fence to see what she was doing. Of course, we live in Florida, so she was out sunbathing a lot. And that reminds me of the first page here. Here he's on the trampoline trying to get up. It's hard to do this. It's backwards. Sorry. Get up there to give her a kiss. And Rebel the dog's up there bouncing with him. And he goes nose to nose with her dad. His dad and her dad, the girlfriend Samantha's dad, are always fighting because he says Wilkins with an S. There's no S in the last name, and it drives him absolutely bonkers. There's like 3 or 4 stories in here, so I'm trying to get to the one where the band starts. There's also a little Jinx story in here. This way. That way. There we go. It's just a little one-pager. There's also a cool at the centerfold here. There's a page with just the bingos as the band. It's really cool. Now the book's upside down. Where are they doing the band? Fathers are fighting. Fathers are always fighting. Okay, here we go. And there's the band starts. Samantha doesn't join the band till later on, but she's like the groupie, and she's always hanging out with them. Later on, she gets the tambourine. I thought it was funny because the drummer does what the drummers always do. And here he's drumming on the dog's head. And on the next page, he's here drumming on the table, driving everybody crazy. But all the drummers I know, they always have like drumsticks in their back pockets, and they're always running around drumming on everything. But that's that Wilkin Boys. This came out in 1969, January. This came out a month before me. I came out in February of '69. Let me put that back in the bag. Again, not a very expensive book. It is a fun book. The Wilkin Boy, he goes on to almost like 150-ish issues, a little bit more. And let's see now. The next band we're going to do is the Madhouse Mads. They also were called the Madhouse Glads for a while. This is Josie number 36. And this is Clyde did it up here on the surfboard. And he's the leader of the Madhouse Mads or Glads, depending on what time period you're looking at. And this is the first appearance of the Madhouse Mads as a band. Which one's Clyde? I believe this one in the green is Clyde. So they changed him up a lot from his hippie looking first appearance on the surfboard to where he's here in the green shirt. Let me get this one out for you. Get rid of any kind of glare, and you can see the story on the inside. This story is always fun. Madhouse was a very interesting title. It started out as kind of like Archie's version of Crack or Mad Magazine. It had like a bunch of little 1 or 2 page, 5 page little goofy stories in there. See like that? I mean, it's just weird little stories. They did sci-fi, they did horror. Sabrina's first appearances in the Madhouse comics. They just didn't really seem to know what to do with themselves. You've got blips and bleeps, and they said it was a very strange magazine. It did give you a lot of different variety as far as books go. You got Lippy the Hippie and Zippy and the Zappers. Lots of one-page things. The reason is when they switched into this book, it's like their joke book. Like, I don't know if you ever read Archie's jokes or Reggie's jokes or Jughead jokes, but they're usually one-page jokes. And this is when they switched over to just the jokes. So I guess that's why they do have a lot of the one-pagers in here. Trying to find them here. Just give me a minute. Oh, here's the page of the Archies from the last episode. Hippie, Lippy the Hippie, Fan the Fan. She's a very popular character with the Madhouse Glads and the Madhouse Mads. She's like their number one fangirl. She follows them around. Where is it? Lots and lots of little stories. So if you like to jump around, or as I say, a lot of people that have, like my son who has ADHD, he likes watching, instead of TV, he likes watching like the little YouTube videos or the TikTok videos. These books were good for kids that have that kind of issue, because they're not very long stories. They're usually 1 or 2 pages at the most. So they could read a page, put it down, go do something, then come back and then read another story. Now to continue on with that, we have the Battle of the Bands. This is Archie 650. You got the Archies, Josie and the Pussycats, the Bingos, and the Madhouse Glads. So they changed their name. Here they are still the Mads. Here they are the Madhouse Glads. But this starts off their world tour of rock and roll and battling of the bands. I don't know if anyone's ever seen Scott Pilgrim. That had a great Battle of the Bands storyline in it. This one starts out there in India. Raj is here. Not sure if this is Raj's first appearance or not. I don't believe it is. But let me scoot that way. There we go. Glare. There we go. Archie started getting very diverse. They're trying to bring in more people of different ethnics. And it worked pretty good. They're still talking about trying to manage the bands and getting the bands together. There's Archie and Valerie. There's Alexandria's brother Alex. He's the manager of the Pussycats. And he tricks them into signing tour contracts. And he's always trying to, make a quick buck, even though he's like one of the richest people in the world. Very cool story. And we go from that to where they are actually on tour now. This is Archie 651. It's got Archie and Valerie. They're in China this time. And it's just the two of them going. And then we go on to Archie 652, where they're down in Australia. I said this is a world tour, so they're going everywhere. And for my friends Matt Likes Comics and Comic Collector Geek and Lyle and everybody, this is Archie 653. They go to Canada. And a lot of you don't know, I live in Florida. And Florida is basically a subdivision of Canada. We do have a lot of Canadians down here. I'm constantly finding change with mooses and gooses on them. So that will be it for this week. I try to keep these short. So if you made it this far, again, please like, please subscribe. Any comments, any questions, leave them below and I will try to answer them. When I do hit 101 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway. And the book I will be giving away is a Sabrina. It is signed by Dan Parent. Has its own little certificate of authenticity. And that will be given away when I hit 101 subscribers. Why 101? I don't know. Why not? So that's it for this episode. Again, keep reading your books. Don't let anyone criticize you for what you do. I remember when I was younger, if you read comic books or liked Star Wars or anything like that, you were a nerd. And back then, a nerd was bad and you would get beaten up by everybody that wasn't the nerd. So nowadays, it's much more popular and much more easier for kids to enjoy all this kind of stuff. And that's a great step forward, I believe. So that'll be it for this issue. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.